Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for talking trash. Yeah, listen to how regular men talk about sports. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, boxing, MMA. We're gonna cover it all. So get ready, cause we're about to talk some trash. Hey, what's good? What's good on this snowy, icy, snowy Sunday? It's talking trash, and I'm your man, DU. What's going on? Before we start, I want to wish a happy birthday. I want to wish a happy birthday to Miss Wilson. Happy 80th birthday. God bless you. And I know you had a great time. I saw on Facebook, your family and friends, your sons do you a big party down there in SC. God bless you. Happy birthday. Before we get into it, I'm plugging the merch, the Pulsar merch. You could go get some. You go get some shirts. You go get some hats. Get yourself a Cornerstone hat at Pulsar Entertainment LLC .mybigcommerce.com. It's Pulsar Entertainment LLC .mybigcommerce.com. Yeah, get your Pulsar gear. Go to the site, check it out. Get you one of these fresh snapbacks, or t-shirts, or Cornerstone hat. Hope everybody's staying. In the city, New York City, that is, or along the East Coast, staying warm. We had a lot of snow to shovel, right? But at this time of the year, definitely comes the football games. And I just want to talk a little NFL talk, right? Ben Roethlisberger, he retired. Salute to Ben Roethlisberger. Great career. Now, the Tom Brady thing. Look, we have a chat on Facebook. Join that. It's called Talking Trash. And one of the members, a few members shouted out that Tom Brady was retiring. Then I turned to CNN, and CNN was reporting that Tom Brady is retiring after 22 years. Then I hear a message from Fox, I believe, or ESPN, that Tom Brady's father announces that Tom Brady hasn't made any decision on his retirement. So now I'm confused. Is he retiring or is he not retiring? Now, if he's retiring, Tom Brady has to go down. Look, we all know Tom Brady is the GOAT. He's going down as one of the best to ever do it. One of the best. And when I talk about one of the best to ever do it, I'm talking across all sports. Like, he's one of the best. Like basketball, you got Jordan. Man, baseball. I'm gonna throw out a name. You got Babe Ruth, right? Boxing, you got Muhammad Ali. Hockey, you got Wayne Gretzky. So, in football, Tom Brady has to go down as the GOAT and one of the best to ever do it. 7 rings,
for a lot of elder statesmen, I think they were impressed with the fact that he was able to play up until 44 years of age. Um, what I do think is that he should definitely go out with a celebration, right? He should go out with a celebration. I mean, like a real dope celebration. Something where everybody is going to be like, yo, everybody is going to be like, yo, I want to attend it. I want to give Tom Brady his flowers. I want to make sure that he's, you know, that I got to see Tom Brady, that I got to holler at him, right? Tom Brady deserves, he deserves to be celebrated. I think it should be, and you know, just in my opinion, like he could do whatever he wants. He can call it quits right now, but I think he should come back, and people should definitely give people the chance to celebrate him. Go out like Dr. J set out, like, you know, sit in the middle of the field with a big King's chair, and people just celebrate him. On another note, you know, like last week, divisional games. The divisional games. Hold up, before I get to the divisional games, I want to talk about the Giants hired Brian Daboll, the Bills' offensive coordinator. Brian Daboll was part of that New England Patriots staff with Bill Belichick. Brian Daboll was part of that staff. How many? Tell me, how many people have gotten jobs that was part of Bill Belichick's staff? Like, all you had to do was be a water boy under Bill Belichick, and you're going to get a coaching position. Not saying, and I'm not saying Brian Daboll doesn't deserve it. You know, like, as a fan of the Giants, I wanted Brian Flores, right? I wanted Brian Flores because I think Miami made a mistake firing Brian Flores, right? But Brian Daboll, offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. Do we look at the Buffalo Bills? I mean, which they played a great game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't get me wrong, but do we look at the Buffalo Bills as like an offensive juggernaut, right? Like a team that it just scores, you know, touchdowns at will? You know, I'm not really sure about that. I think Brian Flores, just in my opinion, is and was or could have been the better choice. So, but at the end of the day, the Giants got a new GM, and the new GM picked his head coach, and his head coach is Brian Daboll. And for right now, we got to be satisfied with it, right? We have to be satisfied with it. I don't know what the Giants' record is going to be. I don't know if he's going to keep, Daniel Jones as his quarterback. I know one thing: they definitely got they definitely got to show up that offensive line. That offensive line needs work. Also, I think I touched on it. The wild card games was trash. Some of the worst games I've ever seen. But those divisional games, man, those divisional games were some of the best football I've seen in my life. Like, those divisional games, oh my God. Like, we talking about, oh man, we talking about my man, what's from the Cincinnati Bengals, Burrows. The Bengals beat the Titans 1916. Phenomenal game. Only 1916, but it was a phenomenal game. Tannehill, in my opinion, gave that game away. Then you have one of the lowest scoring games, which was the 49ers against the Packers. I believe Aaron Rodgers played his last game with the Packers. The 49ers won 13-10 in a cold, snowy stadium. Then the Rams and the Bucks. Great game. 30-27. I thought it was just going to be a blowout the whole game. But you can never count that man Tom Brady out. He came back, but the Rams pulled it off and won by 3. And then to the best game of them all, the Chiefs against the Bills. 42-36, Chiefs coming out victorious. That kid, Josh Allen, was tremendous. Like, yo, Josh Allen is, to me, is like a quarterback. He is a quarterback, but a linebacker playing quarterback. When he runs, he's dishing out punishment, right? This guy's big, strong. And it was at a point where I thought, the Bills got this one. It's over. But again, you can never count Mahomes out. Mahomes and this Kansas City Chief team. And this is what I mean by offensive juggernaut. If there's time remaining in the game, they can score. And it was 13 seconds remaining. And they tie it up to go into overtime to score a touchdown to win. Yo, phenomenal game. Classic. It's an instant classic. One of the best games I ever saw. Also, I need to know who y'all got, who everybody has in tonight's game. Today's games. Today. Yo, but I definitely got the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Definitely got the Kansas City Chiefs. Because I don't think the Bengals are ready yet. Burrows is a great quarterback. And yes, I'm using the word great, but I don't think he's ready yet. And I got the 49ers. You might say I'm bugging, but I got the 49ers over the Rams. Because to me, I just feel like the 49ers are playing a brand of football that's clicking at the right time. So in the Super Bowl right now, I got the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers. We'll see what happens, right? Looking forward to some great games. Yo, Did anybody hear about this Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight? Right at the beginning of the year, I made some predictions and sport predictions. You could go back on the YouTube channel Pulsar-DU and check out the predictions. Pulsar-DU, of course, talking trash. Check out the predictions. And I talked about how I'm not really feeling Jake Paul, Logan Paul like that. But I do respect how they get to that bag. Now, it came through the media that Jake Paul and Tyson was going to fight. I think the purse, $5 million. A lot of money. A lot of money. I heard a lot of people saying, yo, I hope Tyson demolishes this kid, knocks this kid out. And my first thought was like, $5 million. That's a lot of money for an amateur fight, man. $5 million? That's a lot of money. So, then Tyson comes along and says, yo, the fight was news to him. He heard nothing of it. So I was like, okay, this some media-driven crap. It's not real. Then there's another report that the fight is on. So it's just like in the case with Tom Brady retiring. Who do you believe? You believe it's media driven. Like the media is going to drive it, keep driving it. But if they are fighting, I'm rooting for Mike, right? Looking forward to that. But these Paul brothers definitely get to the bag. The NBA All-Stars. The NBA All-Star starters was just announced. For the East, it's DeRozan, Trae Young, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, who's not going to play, and Joel Embiid. Man, I wish Kevin Durant wasn't injured and he was playing in this game. Just think about that lineup. Durant, Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Fantasy lineup, fantasy front line. The West doesn't stand a chance with that front line. Embiid having an MVP season. It seemed like every night he's scoring 40. No less than 40. Getting you a double-double, right? I'm definitely a little upset that Durant is not playing. And then I'm happy for DeRozan that he is an all-star starter. But Trae Young should not be a starter. I'm sorry. Trae Young is an all-star, but Trae Young is not an all-star starter. The people that voted got it wrong. If I had to pick one right off the top of my head in the East, who should be a starter, I think it should have went to Zach LaVine. And don't talk to me about positions because they're guards. This is an all-star game. Zach LaVine should have been in the backcourt with his brother, DeMar DeRozan. Period. Like, yo, and Trae Young putting up buckets, getting buckets. But Trae Young should not have been starting in that East starting lineup. I disagree with that. Totally. Then the votes come out for the West, right? You got Ja Morant. Totally agree. Definitely an all-star. Having an amazing year. Steph Curry. Totally agree. Of course. You know, the gunslinger. The chef. Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins. I get a call. I'm not going to say who called me, but it's somebody that's in our Talking Trash group, right? He called me. He said, yo, DU, how in the world is Andrew Wiggins an all-star starter? An all-star starter. Are you kidding me? They definitely made a mistake. And I was co-signing. Big time. I was co-signing. I was like, yeah. How is Wiggins? How is Wiggins? Somebody that seemed like they didn't even care about basketball. An all-star starter. And I'm going to say this. I watched them last night against the Brooklyn Nets. Against the Brooklyn Nets. Because I was like, man, Devin Booker could be in his spot, right? They could have slid Devin Booker in his spot. Right? But nah, that young man is playing on another level. He's playing on another level. You can see the confidence in his face. Right? Like Andrew Wiggins, I salute you. Definitely an all-star starter. And of course, the other picks was LeBron and the Joker. Great picks. It should be a great all-star game. Looking forward to seeing it. And I wonder who's going to be the bench picks. Staying, on the basketball thing, got the Knicks. Knicks was on primetime TV. And Van Gundy. Instead of me listening to MSG, I was like, yo, let me listen to ESPN. And Van Gundy was on with another play-by-play guy. It wasn't Mike Breen, because Mike Breen was doing MSG. I think it was Bill Pascal, if I'm not mistaken. And man, I drawing a blank. Forgot who they was playing, because the focus was on how Van Gundy was dissecting and disrespecting the Knicks, right? And he was passionate about it. He was at one point, he said, yo, I will take out all 5 Knicks starters because they're not playing with any passion. He started talking about how Julius Randle was basically not built for New York. And he was saying that for the Knicks really to get where they need to be, they're going to have to make a big move. But that talk from Jeff Van Gundy went on from the beginning to the game to the end of the game. He applauded the second unit. He applauded Quentin Grimes. Matter of fact, he even said Quentin Grimes was one of his favorite Knicks. And I think that's where the compliments stopped. Because for the majority of that night, he was going in on the Knicks. Stating nothing but the truth, though. And low-key disrespecting Tom Thibodeau and his coaching decisions. Van Gundy, and I understand what Van Gundy's saying, you got to take with a grain of salt. Because he's passionate about the Knicks. Case being, is a gentleman that wrote a book called Blood in the Garden. And and the book is about the Knicks during that 1990s era, the 1990s Knicks, right? So he said, he tried to interview Jeff Van Gundy, and Van Gundy was like, "Yo, I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to do the interview because, if it's gonna be some mudslinging back and forth, I don't want to put a blemish on what we accomplished during those years, because the accomplishments were great." Van Gundy understands how important those 1990 Knicks were to his career. Van Gundy understands those 1990 Knicks, those, 92, 93, 94, 95, up to 99, right? He understands that he's doing what he's doing partly because he was associated with that organization. So for him to see the team play the way they're playing now, it's like putting a knife in his stomach. He's definitely passionate about it. And the passion came through during that Knick game on ESPN. Where he totally just ripped the Knicks. But look, hey, the NBA trading deadline is coming soon. I know the Knicks just got Cam Reddish. I don't think it's going to stop there. Look, Cam Reddish is hardly even playing. He played he sat 2 games already, DNPs. He played 5 minutes in one. Came through garbage time in another. Look, they're going to make another move, right? And in about, I'm going to say, 11 days, we will probably see who's going to be the new New York Knickerbockers, right? So until then, it's your man DU. It's Talking Trash. Everybody stay warm. everybody enjoy these football games. And I appreciate those that tuned in and will watch this later on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Have a great one. It's your man DU, and I'm out.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for Talking